Yo, JD here, Limitless, and as you can see, back on F1 2021 as always, and today we are showing a recent league race that I did from RL on PC, which I do every Sunday at 6 PM UK time. This is actually the second race. It's at USA, so it's a one-shot qualifying. See, it's wet conditions for this one-shot qualifying at USA, which a track I do enjoy, but I do find particularly difficult. And the grid is a very, very competitive one. We have Danny Berezne in here, Michael Romanidis, who are both current F1 Esports drivers, Sven Zerner, the FAS guys, Zeal, who is absolutely rapid. There's a lot of competition in here, so it's a very, very good test for me. I'm still finding my feet in the PC water at the moment because it is a very different experience from when you come from console. I think most people can agree to that if they've done the same thing here. But you can see lap isn't going particularly well at the moment, missing quite a few apexes. But so far we're just trying to do the best we can. We're in P14 because on the steering wheel it tells you what position you're actually in, as I just keep on saying how bad I am in the wet. Definitely something I really do need to work on this game. But the last part of this lap wasn't too bad at all. It's really the first really 1.5 sectors were really bad. This isn't particularly great either. So I'm saying it's probably one of the worst qualifying laps I've ever done, which is probably true. But this section isn't too bad at all. I am running a lot more downforce because in the race it is scheduled to be raining towards the end of this race. So I'm going to go in the medium tyres and go as long as I can and going across the line. What is it? It's a 45.0.
How the hell did I get P7 from there?
And we actually got P7 somehow, as you could hear me saying. But you can see Michael Romanidis clearly on pole, Sven Zerner in second, Nadi Perez, Danny Berezne, and we're in P7. So it wasn't actually too bad with that. I think we could have squeezed out another second in that lap, which would have put us in P2, P3. So as I said, I'm going to start this race on the medium tyres because it is scheduled to be raining towards the end of this race. So I'm going to try and make it until it rains, meaning I don't have to stop for another set of dry tyres. So we've got 4 lights, 5 lights here, and as the lights go out now, trying to get a good start, my teammate Sven Zerner is actually on the soft tyres. You can see he's already gone into the lead here. So we're just going to try and find the space going into this very, very wide turn 1. We go down to P8 temporarily, but then go back up into P7 and just trying to defend from the TS guy up behind. And now we're just going to try and settle into the rhythm of this race. And I will be showing quite a bit of raw footage here, just to give you a taste of how competitive it is. And I've said this many, many times, that on PC, I think on Xbox and like PlayStation, there are the very, very top talent are just as good as the F1 esports drivers, I believe, because a lot of esports drivers have come from console and then moved to PC. But I think most of the time, the level of competition overall is higher on the PC, and that's definitely what I feel in this league here. It's never going to be easy to win in this, really, for most people here. So I'm just going to try and get into the rhythm. I was running higher downforce than people like Danny Berezne because I could see
these tires are no grip.
He was running an 8 front wing. We're running 9/7 wings here, and the reason why I've done that is because the higher downforce you have, the better your tires are saved as well, because they're not going to be sliding around quite as much. So it might be a bit difficult in the early stages. You can see here, I was definitely struggling in the early stages to be super, super close. But after 8 laps, we've kind of settled down into a rhythm now. Managed to stay within the DRS zone quite nicely. But it's as the race goes on, that's when I feel we will just become stronger and stronger with our pace. As the guys up ahead, their tyres start to degrade, and our tyres are in better shape.
Berezne and Romanidis are not that far away.
As I'm saying, Berezne and Romanidis are not actually that far away, as there's a little battle going on up ahead of us here. So I'm just taking my time. I'm actively trying to save my tyres as well, although it's very, very hard to tell. I'm doing my best not to slide my tyres, not to give any wheel spin. You can see with the steering, we're being very, very smooth. Try not to make any corrections. Coming off corners such as that, being very, very smooth on the throttle. Because it's the rear tyres are the ones that are very, very punished around this track. So you will see, as this race progresses, I believe we become one of the fastest cars on track. But you can see my teammate is way out in the lead at this stage on the soft tyres. So he's pushing very, very hard, which I didn't understand why he was doing that. Especially if you're going to be starting in the front. I thought you'd probably want to be starting on a harder tyre, but he's gone for a bit more of an aggressive strategy, which suits me very well, which means I don't have to compete with him for when we pit for the wets here. But you can see come up here, someone is actually disconnected, and there seems to be a thing in this game now that when people disconnect, they don't actually ghost anymore, unlike they did previously. So
This car wasn't ghosted.
yeah, I don't know if that's a thing you can turn off or something like that, but I've just noticed definitely since the last couple of patches in this game that when people disconnect, their cars don't ghost, and it's quite dangerous because the AI have pretty inhuman acceleration levels and straight line speed, can quite easily cause a massive collision. But we managed to navigate that pretty nicely. You can see the group up ahead with Daddy Berezne, we actually are starting to close in on them. We've actually managed to break the DRS of Boda because I think he got caught with that AI car behind, and he was able to stay my DRS before. And you're about to see how costly it is to lose the DRS and how powerful the DRS is, because he was quite comfortably staying within mine, and now since he's not out of it, you will see how quickly that gap behind me is actually going to increase. So I think he's only just got past the AI car now, as the rain says it's going to be about 10 minutes from Jeff. Jeff never ever stops talking, but you can see the gap is now up to 2 seconds, now 2.5 seconds. So that shows you how significant it actually is here, as my teammate has now pitted for this race. As Jeff was telling me, this is where the point of the tyres are starting to lose grip here. But now you can see my teammate has pitted, and he's actually gone on for another set of softs as well. So he's been very, very aggressive. However, the softs are very, very powerful. And you can see here now, this is where I could start to tell that I was actually becoming a bit faster than the cars up ahead. And when I saw him lose the back end like that, it's kind of like tiger seeing red meat. You can sense that they are becoming a little bit weaker, and now this is the time where you really want to attack and pounce. And you can see another little mistake here, so I'm going to try and get as close as I possibly can. So I'm being very, very close now. This is where I want to attack. I can sense that he is struggling with the tyre wear here, so I really want to try and get past him as soon as I can. He has the DRS, but we are going to be very, very aggressive. Let's see if we can overtake. We go down here. He goes defensive. What do? We go back to the racing line. Let him have his corner, but he goes in very, very deep. And we're just going to simply go past him, but then we lose the back end ourselves here. He goes in deep again, so we try and go for the switchback. You can see, again, he's really, really struggling with that traction. We just squeeze him on the inside, but leaving him just enough room. And fair play to him. He was very, very kind to me there. And we get that move done up into a P5 now. Now we have to make sure we get into the DRS zone of Berezne, a McLaren Shadow F1 Esports driver. And yes, we have. We've got through the detection point, and we have done exactly what we needed to do. So again, we're just going to make sure we are still sitting in this DRS zone. So it's not over yet. We've got to make sure going through this section that we can do it. But I think you can tell that we definitely just have more grip than everyone around us at the moment. And that's because of our downforce levels, and because we've been able to save the tyres pretty well at this stage. So we really judged that perfectly of when to attack here. And you can see the guy behind is actually struggling to stay within our DRS now. And I could see the way he was correcting the car. Like, that was one of my corrections there. That's just going to put more strain in your tyres. And I could tell he is really, really suffering. You can see how much deeper we can break into the corner as well. So the confidence really was gaining at this stage. And I was very, very hungry to try and go wheel to wheel with an F1 Esports driver. But you can see my tyre wear isn't actually too bad at this stage in the race here. You can see we've comfortably managed to stay within the DRS zone. So over the next lap again, we're kind of maintaining this same distance. We have a lapped car behind who probably wants to overtake, but he's just going to get a blue flag all the time, so hopefully he doesn't. You can see the guy behind has actually gone out of our DRS zone. My teammate, although it said he did the fastest lap, he's actually not that far behind, so he's catching quite quickly on the soft tyres as well. But I was really hoping that this guy wouldn't be interfering because he is in P15, a lap down, and thankfully he isn't interfering. But you can see again how much deeper we can break into the corner. So I was feeling very, very confident at this stage of the race. But you can see that the sky is becoming a bit darker now, and rain is starting to come as the guys up ahead are really starting to battle now. And I could tell their tyres were absolutely gone. We haven't even got the tyre wear indicator for ourselves, which I believe they did at this stage of the race. So everyone started on the fresh medium tyres. So it is really about your setup and just the way you are driving. And the more they battle, the more that they're just going to eat into their tyres. So we are looking really, really good in this race. Michael Romanidis has pulled away because he's got quite a big lead at this stage. But this is the fight for second place. But coming through here...
The safety car's out. What the fuck? This game? What?
And I just have no words.
Oh my god.
Absolutely no words. The safety car hasn't been deployed. And...
The safety car was out. What?
Yeah, the safety car wasn't deployed and it's just sitting in the middle of the road. So you can tell by the top right hand side of the screen, it says I'm in first place as well, and on the top left. So the lobby
Nardi, what?
has gone completely apart. Nardi Perez doesn't have DRS, which is very, very odd. And I can confirm that no one has disconnected at this stage. Everyone can still see each other where they are on the track. So I know some people were saying to me in my chat that I've been disconnected. I haven't. Danny Barres, can still see where I am at this stage.
No idea what's going on.
I can still see where he is, as we've got Nardi behind me. And yeah, the lobby has well and truly broken at this stage. And yeah, but I was hoping that maybe it could still somewhat fix itself. So we're just going to continue focusing on this race. We're still in an absolutely great position here, having really, really good pace, and I was just praying that it would actually fix itself. So moving on to lap 16 now. Hopefully we don't encounter the same thing again. If you look at the mini-map, what do we see? Do we see a safety car? I don't think we can see a safety car at this stage. It looks so far so good here. Let's see if we can still see something else on the minimap. No, we can't, as I believe my teammate is coming up behind me now. We do have the indicator, but coming through here, there's the safety car. And coming off of the exit of this corner, what's going to happen here? It still says it's not deployed, so we just overtake it, and we almost just hit into the back of it. And
what the fuck is going on?
yeah, what is going on? What on earth is absolutely going on here? I saw this opportunity maybe to attack Baresne. He goes semi-defensive into this corner. But again, maybe I was just thinking, hopefully this is just where it keeps circulating, but the results will really fix itself towards the end of the race, because the lap counter is still working, at least here. But I have my teammate behind me on the soft, so I'm actually going to let him go, because this is a team event, so no point really holding him up.
It's a team thing anyway.
As I just say there, so just trying to put my pride outdoors. But Resne actually pits because the rain is starting to come. And then the safety car now comes out this lap, despite it being out
What's going on?
2 laps before. So, yeah, what on earth is going on? And Perez is retired. I think people are retiring now, and it really is bizarre. But we can see the safety car on the minimap if you look on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. So you can see that it is there. So, yeah, it's just very, very bizarre. And this is not the first time. This has happened on many games before, which I will be giving you a few examples of at the end of this video. But we're going down into this bottom corner now. Let's see what actually is occurring here. Saying catch the safety car Q. You see the safety car is going up ahead, and this guy, that car, is trying to actually overtake me for some reason. So it says catch safety car Q. Let's listen to what it says here. So we overtake safety car, almost get hit, and at this point, illegal overtake, less than 2 seconds to hand the position back.
Illegal overtake.
And you can see by the minimap, the safety car is hardly moving. There was no way we could give that position back unless we went into reverse.
Black flag, we're out of the race.
And we're black flagged from this race. And if you tuned into my stream, you know my thoughts on this. It really is just absolutely bizarre what is going on here. So we were just in absolute disbelief at this stage, and you will see everyone else started to get disqualified. Perez then overtakes the safety car. He then gets disqualified, and yeah, as you could tell, this race was cancelled. Each race we did that night was cancelled because the lobbies on PC are just not functional at all. But we're going to have a quick look back to this very, very close encounter with the safety car. We were so close to hitting it here and fractions away from hitting it. But I'm also going to show you some other examples. This is from F1 2017 by Euphorial IRE. And this is a one-shot qualifying. So this shows you that the safety car and these issues, they're nothing new. They're things that have been happening for a very, very long time. Another really close call. And this is in a one-shot qualifying. We move on to 2018 by Honest Crook. Another one-shot. So the safety car should not even be accessible here. And you can see just happily just popping out. And this next clip is quite funny. I'll let you listen to this one. I think it's at maybe Silverstone again by this guy here. Pure Gaming. Well, I think it might be the clip afterwards, but yeah, this is nothing new. And this is the reason why the safety car is not turned on for F1 Esports. And I know this because I've been in F1 Esports. And this is from 2011. So this shows that it's been a problem for 10 years in the making. And how does that... Yeah, how does that even happen? The thing is, I know that it isn't programmed to do that, to spin randomly. And honestly, all I have to say is that for 10 years of making a game, to just get a safety car working, which is one of the main features of F1, for it to not even be used in F1 Esports, that there is a reason, because it causes glitches like this to happen. And let me know what you think the solution is moving forward. I already said it in my stream. I might even make a video dedicated on it. But for me, it's just a very, very sad thing to see when people are spending €60 each year to buy a game. You're buying it because it's a game that should work. And I'm not saying things won't be perfect or should be perfect, but for the amount of time you've had the game as well, it needs to be doing a much better job than it is. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your solutions and your thoughts of this game and just over the whole F1 game life cycle for the last 10 years. Do you think it's progressed the way it has? What would you do to change it moving forward? EA has no input in this game as well. I saw a lot of people say that EA have no input in this game. This is completely Codemasters. It is next year when EA will have some input. So let me know what you think, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.